All right, it's that time of year again. Sorry again for taking so long to do this, but it kind of just goes with my schedule during work year. Towards the end, I was just so exhausted, I just didn't have time to do recording and stuff, along with Etheria, but that's neither here nor there. We are talking about the FGO 8th anniversary and the giveaway I do like every year. I always try to do this with GSSRs. I do it like technically 3 times a year, because I do it for JP2. But yeah. So this is being recorded separately from me actually breaking down the GSSR. I think I'm going to upload this separately and also have this attached to the GSSR breakdown. But yeah, I'm just going over the campaign once again. We have 5 starting prizes this time, but we're not going to get a 6th one until after I hit 600 subs on YouTube. The way you enter: Discord, Twitch, X, YouTube, and the only mandatory thing is following on YouTube. I would appreciate anyone that followed me over on Kick. It's the same as like everywhere, Light Razor DD. But this site can't. I'd have to pay $20 a month if I wanted to add Kick as an entry. So for all the people that like Kick above everything else, sorry, can't put it on. Twitch is still like has the most access, maybe in the future. But again, anyone that drops me a follow on Kick, much appreciated. Yeah, also, if you don't want me to like log in your account, I can either send you the $15, or if you can't, if me sending the money is going to be a problem for you, I can do it for you on stream with whatever safety guards you want. I will default to you on that because it is your FGO account and I don't want anything to happen to it. So that's not it. Yeah. So, the way you promote, or the way that you really get entries for this, is not, it's not gonna show it here. But it is, sub to me on YouTube is a requirement. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on X, and I can't really do anything with Discord or Kick, but there will be another post that will be able to be retweeted on X, and that is just going to be the GSSR like breakdown with this part of the video attached to it. So yeah, I kind of don't want to make this part take any longer. I kind of do this every year. If you've been a viewer for over a year, you kind of know how this goes. But yeah, 4 entries. I know it says 3 here, but that's literally because I have not recorded the video yet. So by the time this goes live later today, that option should be available to you. If I'm able to get the video out before this competition goes live, even better. But I do also want to get all my FGO stuff and probably Honkai stuff done today. So, see you guys later. Peace. All right, so 8th anniversary brings a lot of stuff, but the only thing I care about for this video and the giveaway is the lucky bags, what people would be participating for. So, unlike New Year's banners, anniversary tends to be a whole lot more simple about the banners. There usually is an overlap, and it's pretty straightforward of which banners like you probably want. With anniversary though, especially with 8th, they stopped putting older units in this GSSR because, let's be frank, is Kentucky on the same level as Berserk Road Castoria? Is Richard the First on the same level as Altera? The answer to that is no. Altera, if you're not MPing, like, potato damage. Richard Like, he's not hitting harder than Altera, but if he crits, you're damn sure gonna feel it. So that's why this video is gonna be like quicker than last year's, how that was like an hour, I think. I don't even remember anymore, but this should be a lot faster to just run through. So first banner: Castoria, Himiko, Kiara, and Summer Abigail. If you don't have Castoria, this is probably going to be a very attractive banner for you. However, Abigail is definitely a character people either like or hate her. I see potential in her as a sub DP support buffer. They just need to make this skill targetable, and then she doesn't have to be the Buster Farmer. She can kind of enable other people, and with this much debuffs, like especially someone debuffs on the enemy. I was about to like say something about Typhon, but Typhon needs debuffs on herself, not the enemy. But my point stands that Oberon doesn't bring defense, and for a character that is super abundant in like one type of buff type, but is like lacking in MP damage and maybe attack, putting defense down instead of like trying to add like more Buster would just be way more beneficial. Buster farming does not have debuffs unless the Buster farmer has debuffs themselves. So support that's like taking the place of like a Waver, a Reigns, not necessarily an Oberon. Like Oberon you can't take away, like he gives 70, but on that line for characters like Drake that already have 50 batteries, like they don't, especially because Drake doesn't double stack MP damage. Like she does not need Oberon when she already has a 50 battery. So that's my hopes for Abigail, but every year chances of that happening keep going down. I love Kiara. Kiara is a fun character to use, but she's definitely not for everyone. Himiko, she's also a support. She's very tanky as a Buster support, but if I'm gonna be frank, I don't use her that often. I really don't. It's harder for me to fit her into teams, but I also don't try to use her. So it's like, it's less she's bad and more I just don't play the game enough to use her. But that maybe I'll use more characters over the summer for some reason, I don't know. But Castoria is Castoria. They made it so Bond 15 is an actual thing you want to hit on JP, not something that's, oh, I'm never going to use this character. No, you're going to use the character like possibly even more now that they're Bond 15. Because Castoria at Bond 15 just gives 25% bond points to everyone else in the party. So yeah, like if you don't have Castoria, this is probably going to be one of the more attractive banners. Next one. This one is definitely it's either you want one of this, like I honestly feel like if you go on this banner you have to like everyone. Like if you don't like Ibuki, I would avoid this banner. Doman and Van Gogh are so good. I honestly put this closer to the top just because Doman is so fucking good. And Van Gogh, if you have any alter egos, she can either be your DPS. Oh, sorry, not alter egos, foreigners. Van Gogh can either be your DPS or she can be the support. And she does both roles very, very, very well. Tyra, I really enjoy this character, but I get that she does not play nice. Basically, if she's not dying, she doesn't have a second skill. That's essentially her problem. She is far better as a solo unit, and if you want to play her like a solo unit, you're gonna put this one. Next one: Melisson, Miss Crane, Morgan, and Karen. So Karen, as long as you have any Avenger at all, you put them in the party with Karen, and she gets a free 20% attack buff. For just having an Avenger in your party, she gets an attack buff. Awesome. You can use Angermanu. He's 4 cost, same as a 2-star. That's best case scenario. 100%. That's why she was designed like that. You're supposed to have Angermanu in the party with her. Morgan is queen. She is my grand berserker, but it's mostly because she kills men. She kills men, and she kills men very, very good. So Grand Morgan is grand killer of all men. Unfortunately, Tamamo, your polygamous castration fist now has competition for what men fear the most. Miss Crane. This is not a character I would recommend going for if you're brand new to the game. She works better the more characters you have and the more supports you have. If you don't have a lot of supports, Miss Crane should be nowhere near the top of your list. Nowhere close to it. She has a very distinct playstyle, and if you don't play for it, you are resetting your run multiple times until you fix it. And actually, I do need to bring this up because it's relevant. I wasn't gonna talk about other 8th anniversary stuff because it technically isn't relevant. However, this is the Mana Prism shop for different old event CEs. Something to know. Excuse me. Something to know is that Golden Catches a Carp is going to be here along with Golden Sumo. That CE is Miss Crane's best in slot because it gives her an extra starting 50 and 20 stars. AKA, it makes it so Miss Crane is easily able to double pop her MP if you're using her in a turn in a team that has Castoria in the front line. Have her Pen 2 maxed out. Her CE has her at 70, Castoria AoE 30, you're at 100, MP, come back in, pop your second skill, MP again, back out, another support comes in. That is Miss Crane's best strategy. There are characters like Chloe that can do it without you needing your MP. That is a factor though with Miss Crane. If your MP is not hitting hard enough, and you're not able to refund, you're really shit out of luck with Miss Crane. Luckily, again, you're only using her in this challenge quest. You're not going to be using her in farming. So her MP should be happening after the DPS anyway. So refund should not be that big of a problem because Miss Crane refunds you. Melisson is still probably the strongest Lancer in the entire game. As single target, she only has 2 skills, but those 2 skills are better than most other servants' whole kit. So don't I know I should talk Millicent on that, single target, if you can find a better one, use a better one. But the thing is, most single target Lancers aren't better than single target Millicent. She spams her MP just too much. So yeah, again, this banner, if you have your supports, I would definitely go for this banner. This is more your account's good and you just want more firepower, because that's what all 3 of these characters are going to do, give you way more firepower. Void Sky of Light is here, so automatically that's going to make it a better banner. You have Okitan and Kama Avenger on the banner with her. Literally, if you have an arts team and you want to get Koyanskaya, if you don't get Koyanskaya, you get Kama, or you get Saber Alter. And I'm being 100% serious. If you have Castoria, you can use her in place of Ascati. That's how good Okita's refund is. So yeah, if you have Castoria, this is a banner you cannot lose. You either get Vitch or you get 2 characters you can loop with Castoria. Yeah, and if you're going quick, if you have Ruler Scotty, you'd probably want Vitch, because Vitch buffs up Buster and then you reset cooldown, and quick does enjoy when you reset the cooldowns, because quick usually has cooldown shorter on the shorter end and is closer to 5 than higher than 6. Next banner is biased. I really like all 3 of these characters, especially Jacques de Molay. She is one of my favorite characters in the game, gameplay wise. I have MP5 on her on JP, but because of that, I'm avoiding going any further on any other server. So I really like this servant. I like her a lot. If you have FGO, she pops the fuck off. There is negative synergy with Doman, so just use other options. Don't just go for Doman. Koi and Light, I really like her in multi-core, not so much as a single core DPS. With a Pen 5, she got better, but at the end of the day, she has an AoE 30 battery with a card buff. She's always going to be more focused on multi-core. And if you're not, so this is all based on how I use them on JP. If you plan on summoning for Tonelico, and you also have Arcwood, having Koi and Dark makes it so you can kind of brute force farm anything that isn't Riders. And even Riders, you just change the order of who's MPing, or you rely on like a little bit of Carnage. You're essentially able to just brute force farm most things in the game that aren't 90 plus and 90 plus plus. Like this is what people used to do with K-scope spam, but the thing is, Koi and Dark, Arcwood, and Tonelico, as the savior, they can start from 0 while they do that. They don't need K-scopes to just MP spam. They can do it themselves with their own skills. That's kind of how far, and again, why they're not putting the older units in here. Name me Buster units that have that kind of like farming synergy where you don't need supports to make them MP. I can promise you the amount of characters are now high. Most Buster units did not have higher than a 30 battery, if they even had a battery. Okuni, I really like this character. I'm honestly pissed how often I've been missing these quick servants. I missed Rikyu and I missed Okuni. Like, those have been the characters on NA lately that I've actually thrown Saquarts in the fire and just wasted them. I really like this character. She's the first quick DPS, and even still, I don't think there are that many quick DPSs that are casters. She also just got buffed recently. Yes, no, she's still the only single target quick DPS. So if you have Scotty, if you have both Scotties, you really would want this character, and she like body the shit out of most assassins. Granted, most people use alter egos to kill assassins like Melt, but taking less damage is always better. Alright. Yeah, so really, something you're gonna note about all these GSSRs, none of them are fully bad. There is at least one character on it that makes it worth. There is at least one character on the banner that makes pulling for it worth it. So, with this banner specifically, it's definitely not Bunyan. Yes, I've gotten over my trauma with Bunyan, but Bunyan is not the best servant here. It's Bazette, followed very closely by the Trunk sisters. Now, even like, especially a few years ago, before I had them myself, I would not have ranked them higher than even Bakin or Bunyan. But after using them on their initial release, they are a great multi-core DPS, and it was like, honestly, them plus Morgan got me through a lot of stuff, because like you basically had like Castoria levels of MP gain, so like your other DPS or support just got a whole lot of benefits for using Morgan and Trunk Sisters together. Bakin, she's an AoE arts rider. That is a very stiff competition, but she does other stuff than just farming, so it's not the worst thing. Bunyan has her own gimmicks. She's an alter ego. The more she gets hit, the more she attacks, the more damage she does. But Bizet, there is nothing in the game that comes close to what Bizet does. Bizet is the only character in the game that can clear things in 2 turns when the enemy has 3 break bars. Yeah, she is the queen of speed clearing, and there is not much that is going to dethrone her. It would have to be another counter unit, but I don't know if we have a more infamous counter unit in Fate than Fragorok. Like this specific Noble Phantasm has been talked about literally, I think, since Fate Stay Night. I think the idea of Fragorok, however you say it, has been in the game, in the series, not even the game, the series for so long. Yeah, I think they would introduce something new to do it. I don't think it would be something in lore. But that's just me. Next banner. This is probably one of the most attractive ones. I'm not gonna lie. You have an art support, you have a quick support, you have an arts DPS, and then you have Arcwood. There isn't much I could actually say about this that is going to be different from what you could assume initially. Ibuki is like arts berserker, and she's still one of the goats. Ruler Scotty, if you don't have her and you have quick units, you really do want her. She makes quick units with 2 buster cards or more far better than what they are without her. Arcwood is Arcwood. If you want to snag an extra copy, go for it. MP1, just remember, damage is potato. And then Lady Avalon. If you want to use her in more farming support, it would be better if you got MP2. The 2.5% extra gain you get per turn doesn't sound like a lot. Sounds like it's very small, but it helps a lot more than you would think, both in farming and in normal combat. Next, these 2 specifically, if you do not have Ruler Scotty, banner loses value immediately. Rikyu, if you don't have Caster Scotty, value goes down. Cuckoo, if you do not have Vitch and Oberon, value goes down. But the thing about Vitch is it's slowly getting slightly better, with other characters being introduced that can kinda do what Vitch does, but not exactly. But yeah, this banner specifically, it really depends on what supports you have. Otherwise, whatever character you get is not gonna feel as good. A lot of these other banners don't feel like that, but all 4 of these servants are known to be farmers. Like especially Cuckoo, she definitely is top farmer here because Cuckoo is Cuckoo. If you have Vitch Oberon and you also have Ruler Scotty, I would recommend pulling on this banner because Cuckoo is just that good. MP1 Cuckoo, I think, compares to like an MP5 Vitch in terms of farming damage. But so that's just showing how a multi-core DPS works with Vitch versus how a single core DPS works with Vitch. It shows big damage. Last one, Popus Johanna, Saber Medusa, Durga, and Tiamat. So notice Draco is not on here. Draco never will show up in GSSRs. This is a lore thing because Chaldea technically does not summon characters. Beasts summon themselves to Chaldea. Even though we have beast candidates here, it's the beast class itself, not a beast. It's the beast class container Chaldea can't summon, not the beasts themselves. The beasts can be summoned with Chaldea, but they lose too much power. A beast in the beast class is like almost full power, but still willing to help humanity, to work with humanity. An evil of humanity that is willing to fight for humanity. But yeah, if you don't have a good single target, Saber Medusa is the best single target quick, I would say. I like her far more than Astolfo, and I like her far more than Okita. I'm glad I'm not talking about Okita in this. Durga, I like her. I really like Kali. Kali is like one of my favorite MP animations in the entire game. I love just that you can see the that like it really feels how do I phrase it? It really does show the dance that brings upon the end of the world. And I'm not that familiar with Indian or Hindu mythology, but that is something that I have known for a long time, even before FGO, about Kali, like goddess of destruction. Popus Johanna, this is another support character. If you don't have Castoria, or Lady Avalon as well, I think you'd actually want both of them for her specifically. Just to make arts crits really good, but there's only so much you can buff arts crits before you're like, oh, okay, let me just use my buster cards. Tiamat, definitely one of the best farmers out there. She is a black rail looper, and you don't need a whole lot of gimmicks for it. It has taken them 2 years to get Typhon close on her level. But Typhon, I think best setups is using double Oberon, not double Vitch. So there isn't gonna be end all be all be a better one between the two, especially because one's a pretender, one's an alter ego. They literally wouldn't ever be fighting off against each other in terms of like what nodes to farm. Like they're never gonna line up, unless they're berserkers. In which case, why are you using them? Oh, because they hit damage very easily. Okay, never mind on that. But yeah, like only a berserker node. That's not fair. Because then you do that for literally every single Buster servant. All right, so that is all the female servants banners. Yeah, so off rip, I'm gonna choose which one I'm gonna even do for my own account. It's either going to be this one or this one, because I do like these two, Okuni and Koyan, and if I get another copy of Jacques de Malay, I'm not gonna complain, but I literally cannot go and spend Saint-Court on a banner for Jacques de Malay. I just can't. Or sorry, this is just me looking at the females. I haven't looked at the males yet. For if I'm gonna choose on one of those banners, but like out of just the female banners, it's got to be this one or this one, because on NA these two are new, these two are new, and it's like I get an extra copy of Tiamat, which I do want. I do want MP2 Tiamat on main. But I also would like one of these two, but I don't want to summon any more for them. Especially because Saber Medusa is on rate up right now. I kind of really don't want to summon for her. Alright. Now the dudes. So, dude banners are only 3 of them. Muramasa, Tyra, Doman. If you were looking to try to get Doman or Tyra, this would just straight up be a better banner. It doesn't get much better than this. Reason being is just because these two are gender unknown. Doman is what the fuck. Tyra is like Ushiwakamaru plus the spirits of like the vengeful spirits of Kage Kyo, like Tyra no Kage Kyo, that spirit. not known, or it's the combination of like all the grudges put together. So it's like I'm pretty sure that's the lore reason why Tyra is on 2 banners, even though it's pretty fucking clear that Tyra is Uchi Wakamaru. Next banner: Charlie, Ryoma, Constantine, Moriarty, Oberon. Okay, so this one specifically, this is the worst banner in terms of how many servants you have on it. It is horrendously bad. But thing is, out of the dudes, if you are looking for supports, it does not get better than this, because Constantine's buff plus Oberon, holy shit. These two work really fucking well together. They work really fucking well together, considering Oberon will double whatever he gives. And remember, when it comes to Oberon's skill, it is not. He does not double it when you pop the skill. It does not snapshot it. It's calculated when you do damage. So as long as your DPS is going after Constantine, take this number and just double it. Along with another buster buff on top of it. So yes, even though no, honestly, sorry, I take that back, because all 3 of these characters, no, sorry, all 4 of these characters have gotten buffs. Sorry, yeah, let me rephrase that this, like, if you're looking for just supports, this would technically mathematically be the worst one, but out of, like, clearly speaking, out of all the male banners, this is easily the best one. It's just it has too many dudes on it. Charlie is my Grand Saber on JP. Ryoma, I didn't give a fair shake, and like, if you let him farm with Oberon with Black Rail, his damage is really, really good. The thing is, with arts, a lot of people try not to use Plug Suit, even though now there's no real purpose for that. It's like all the Mystic Codes should be done by now, at least for me, and you're just bond farming. I get if you're trying to farm 3 in the backline, but if you're farming just 2, or you're used to farming with Oberon, why would you not count Oberon farming with Ryoma? And Moriarty also got buffed, and his buff gives him MP damage ramp up. Yes, MP damage ramp up. So he too is going to work really, really well with Oberon, especially if you are casting Castoria MPs, because not only is he going to get the extra attack, but Moriarty's also going to get extra MP damage from him not MPing first, him getting overcharge. And last dude banner, Takasugi, Tezcatlipoca, and Gregory Rasputin, Kire Kotomine Kire. This is the fan service banner. I'm sorry, but this is the actual fan service banner. Tez is without a doubt the most popular male character to come out of FGO in the last few years. People fucking love this guy. And I remember people hated his artwork. People fucking despised this artwork so much. I didn't have that much of a problem. I do think if you bring the saturation down just a little bit, like, everything pops. But I'm not the artist. The artist chose to do it like this, and people hated this artwork. Then they actually started using Tezcatlipoca, and he was a really, really good servant. And then people read his dialogue, and they're like, holy shit, this guy is fucking goated. Takasugi is a professional dumbass that's also a savant. I do think he needs a buff. I think it's his MP. Maybe not as super effective. I think giving him super effective a little too much, but he is like also sub DPS. So what they want to do with him, not sure. He does need a buff. Wait, Kirei has actually also gotten a buff. And they buffed his third skill. Yeah, if you're a fan of Fate Stay Night, Kirei is just like, even if you hate Kirei, you can't deny that he is such a good, well-written character. He is so fucking well-written when you combine like Fate Zero. If all you have is UBW, you don't get to see Kirei in all his glory. Because this guy is a fucking complex character. He's a very, very complex character. But yeah, that's just like Fate in general, from like written directly by Nasu. Like a lot of the servants can be more one-dimensional. I think that's more the point, that a lot of the servants are one-dimensional. They're only a single aspect. Kirei carries a lot of people's opinions on Fate. So yeah, if you're gonna go on the dude banner, this is definitely one I would recommend. A lot of value here. You either get a really good farmer, or you have a good chance of getting a support. So me personally, I actually forgot if I had Constantine on main. If I don't, I actually because the thing is, I have all these characters. It'd be one thing if I didn't have any of these characters on any account, but I do have these characters. I have these three on main JP, and then these three on my ult. So to be honest, this GSSR actually is worse for me than the other ones, because the other ones I can go for new and it's not a problem. For me now, it's like GSSRs are for characters I skip on purpose because I have them on JP. And then Destiny Summons is more for characters I straight up don't have but want. Honestly, I think that is a better system. I think overflowing people with a ton of banners, it just gives people fatigue. If they're gonna do that for New Year's. Give people as many choices as they want. But for Anniversary, you do want it to be less crowded, or congested is a better word for it. So I think my choices, I think I really just go from two choices to three. It's gonna be this banner, and probably this one, just to try to snipe Constantine. If even getting Oberon here isn't the biggest L, but I would definitely prefer like pretty much everyone else here but Oberon, and Constantine would be the best pick, because then I don't have to summon for it. That's kind of my mindset for this, and I think that's how it should be going forward for GSSRs. If you are not going to be happy with anything you pull from it, then don't pull on the banner. If you're only there for one servant and you're going to be pissed if you get any other outcome, avoid it, move on, pick something else. This is money you have to spend, like, yourself. You can't get free quartz for this, so make sure when you make your choice, it's something you're not going to regret. Quoting Kafka on that. All right. Thank you for watching. Good luck on the giveaway, and peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.